You can see my screen, right? You can see my screen, right? Hey, Jeff, you are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show today. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the volatility the market has to offer. Let me go ahead and dig up our legal disclaimer real quick. I need to go through that. We have a very special guest that we're going to talk to today, and I'll get to him in just a second. Let's start here, though. Today's demonstration is designed to instruct you on using Metastock and the accompanying software plugins. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell, but rather guidelines to interpreting and using specific indicators and features within the software. The information, software, and techniques presented today should only be used by investors who are aware of the risk inherent in trading. Metastock shall have no liability for any investment decision based on the use of their software, any trading strategies, or any information provided in connection with the company. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. I hope you're doing well this week. You know, we've had a little bit of a bumpy week. Not as bumpy as last week, but pretty bumpy. And we've got somebody here to talk to us about it. And I want to introduce him. How are you doing today, Fausto?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Jeff?
Doing great. Doing really good. So everybody, just to announce Fausto Pugliese. And I hope I'm, after as long as we've been talking, that I pronounced that properly.
Well, it's only been almost 20 years.
Yeah,
you probably got it by now.
Yeah, I practice it nightly too. So, anyway, a couple stories just to kind of introduce. Fausto runs Cyber Trading University. And what's the easiest web address to give, Fausto?
Actually, the easiest web address is ctu.co.
ctu.co. Okay, very good.
That's the short version of it.
So the story I like to tell about Fausto is he's been in the market for a really long time. We'll talk a little bit about kind of how he got in the market. I'm going to ask him about it, but he's the only presenter in the 24 years that I've worked at Metastock that his wife gave birth to a baby, and then 24 minutes later he was doing a Metastock webinar in our webinar room. Do I remember the details of that correctly, Fausto?
It was actually before she was pregnant. I said to keep the baby in there. I had this great webinar I have to do with Jeff, and it's not too far, and she did it, and it worked out. And
I think we did cut that one 15 minutes early, just to be on the safe side too, right?
Well, I didn't want to break it to you until I told you afterwards. Like, what the hell? We could have canceled it. You told me. I'm like,
yeah, we would have definitely canceled it and rescheduled, but that's his commitment to the cause, ladies and gentlemen. So tell us a little bit about how you got into the market.
How I got into the market.
Yeah.
Okay, so I live here in New York. Been doing this for about 25 years, and I was like no different than anybody else. I tried to do things on my own. I was a retail broker. I hated it. But I found out that the people in the trading department were the guys that had the best job in the industry. So I wanted to try to do it on my own. But I never really took a job on learning how to trade. So I tried to do it on my own, like how most people, 99% of the people do it today. And I probably, like anyone else, you see, Jeff, you have a lot of people come in here and they all say the same thing. We all lost money. I blew up 3 accounts. But I now remember, I was a 22-year-old kid. I'm not, not like now. And what happened after seeing, living here in New York and people, knowing a lot of people in the industry, I finally said, you know what, let me go work for somebody. Actually, to even make it even a funnier story, back then I was working with my sister, and my sister actually was the smart one out of the two, and she actually got a job doing it. And me, I'm like, I don't want to go work for somebody. I do it myself. And then when she started driving a nicer car than me, and then she started sitting at the dinner table telling me, hey, did you see Omega and you see Goldman Sachs fell 50,000? I'm like, how do you see that stuff? And I was acting all stupid. I don't want to know that my sister was smarter than me. And said, eventually I said, you know what, let me just go and see what they had to talk about. And let me tell you something, Jeff, and all the listeners. What I found out on the first day on the job, I should have never made my first trade. And that was where I started to say, you know what, let me go work for somebody. Let me learn how to trade. They took me under their wing. And, back then, we had to be prop traders. So we had to work for somebody and we split the profits. That's one of the reasons why I didn't like doing it. And then what ended up happening, I I became really good at it, and I became very good friends with the owners. And the owners told me, because eventually I wanted to go on my own because I didn't want to split the profits. But they told me, they says, Fausto, you're not going to be able to do this on your own. You're going to lose the camaraderie. You're going to miss all these people. You're trading all these traders, these successful traders. Trust me, it's not easy to do on your own. If you want to do it, you have to start your own team. And that's how Cyber University started. Actually, it was one of the first educational schools that started teaching people online. Back in 1995, I started. And ever since then, that's what we do. I train traders how to trade. They come in my trading room. I teach them how to trade, and I trade with my traders. So we're not just a school that teaches you how to trade or how to make money. We actually a school that teaches you how to stop losing money. That's really that's the most important thing you have to do, Jeff.
You always hear Bigelow likes to talk about how you shouldn't eat like a butterfly and poop like an elephant, right? You got to stop losing money first.
You're going to lose. It's part of the game. I mean, you can't be afraid of it. And that's what I didn't learn. I always was trying like everybody else. Oh, what's moving? What are you trading? That's not how you trade. The trade is, the winners take care of themselves. It's the losers you have to learn how to control. And especially, I know we're going to talk about what's been happening lately with the coronavirus. I mean, this has been one of the biggest dreams come true for any day trader out there with the volatility that we've been having.
Absolutely. And so you're in this chat room chatting every day then, giving trading ideas?
I have instructors there every day with me. We do coaching. We trade with our traders. But, we're very, very selective. It's just like somebody say, oh, just sign me up. No, one thing I've learned is that we're almost, I'm not going to say like we're a college, but like we don't really train everybody. We don't invite everybody and teach everyone that we invite because a lot of people really don't qualify to do it, and that's okay. I don't know why people get upset. Listen, I don't care how much money you have. If you're not teachable, if you're not going to do it right, you're better off not doing it at all because you end up losing and then I want to be called blame for it. So that's why we try to keep it a little bit more in an exclusive way because you got to be careful. It's not, there's different types of trading for different people and you just got to find out if you're a good mix with each other.
Okay, very good. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the market then. Crude's down 10% today. Treasuries are at record lows. You've got gold prices at record highs. The indexes are sliding. Looks like we're testing bottoms. What are you thinking about the market right now?
Okay, so funny story. I don't know if you guys have watched me. I was actually just on Wednesday. I'm also on NASDAQ. They have their own TV show too. So I was there on Wednesday, and 3 weeks ago, before 2 weeks, 2 weeks before that, 2 or 3 weeks before that, I'm on every 2 to 3 weeks, and I did a segment with them, and I met the guys from Fast Money, and back then, and I was telling them back then, I said, hey guys, you guys will be focused on the day trading. He goes like, well, that's not really our strategy. I know a lot of people. The people really still day trade? I'm like, are you kidding me? There's hundreds of thousands of us that trade. He said, you've been watching the Corona stocks? He's like, not really. Why? What are they? And I'm like, well, you should keep an eye on it because what's happening right now reminds me back when we were trading back in 2008, the financial crisis. And listen, I told everybody this, and you can go back and you can even watch my YouTube channel. This market was not going to probably by the end of the next end of this year. I was going to predict that we probably wouldn't get to close to 35,000 on the Dow. The only reason why this market would ever go down, and you can go back and you quote me on this, and you can go look at my videos. I said the only thing that will crash this market is a catastrophe, a war, another 9/11. It's something just a big catastrophe. What do you know? We have a virus. Whoever thought of that ever happening? No one haven't heard about that since the Black Death. So, polio. So, this is basically what it's doing. And it's just, it's really weird, Greg. It's we don't, Jeff, we don't know if it's how serious it is. I mean, some people, making it a little bit worse than what it is. But, I mean, the market obviously does not like it. Does not like it.
Yeah, I haven't seen fear this great since the housing crisis, which we were both looking at
Well,
it.
look what happened today. Look what happened today. We beat jobs. The job reports were 100,000 more than the analysts predicted. I mean, that's like a blockbuster number. That's ridiculous.
Right,
unemployment is at the lowest ever. When you look at the economy, what could bring down the market? Nothing could bring down the market, but this damn little virus.
Yeah.
So that's what we have to look at it.
So we're looking at the Dow now. I don't know if you kind of want to talk a little bit more about it. What are you looking for going into next week?
All right, so when I was talking to my traders this morning.
And I should ask, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at your screen.
Okay, good, good.
So anyway, if you look at your chart, and I was telling my traders also this morning, and actually it's on YouTube also. I said we're at a very, very crucial level on the Dow Jones. The Dow right now, right now you're looking at what's the time frame you have up there?
This is daily, and I can change that if you want to look at a different.
Yeah,
time
I mean,
frame.
let's look at a yearly chart.
A yearly,
Make it a year.
sure.
Make it a year.
Oh, you want to look at a year of history, or do you want to look at a yearly chart?
No, a year of the Dow.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
Let me just. I think I have that open. Let me just go to. You want to see more data? Is what you want to see.
Yeah. So you're going really back. So the thing is, if you look at your chart, you'll see, and you look at that trend line, there is a major support levels right around this 25,000, 2450 is a major support. If we break that, that's going to be a huge catastrophe. I mean, you could see that you have constant supports and support levels right around that price, and like I said, it's right around 2450, and that's why if you notice today, the Dow was really hovering right around down 800, 700, didn't want to break it, and we were looking at them like, listen, it's got to hold there, and it's been holding. So, one thing, the first question I was asked to me at the NASDAQ Center, when Jill was asking me, he said, Fausto, when do you think the market's going to bounce? I think everyone's saying that. So I just want to pass that on to everyone. And this is what we've all learned. This is how you learn how to trade. First of all, you want to be a good swing trader investor. You got to learn that you got to be a good day trader first, because it's what happens over the course of the day, which trickles down to a swing trade. So the way when you hit bottom, it has to hit it so many times. When you have the worst of the worst of the worst news, and the stock is not going down anymore, that's when it's time to buy. So so today was a really, really critical number that we held, and that's what we have to be focused on.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Is there anything in particular you kind of want to look at in the market?
Well, listen, the next thing people ask is, what are you looking at? Listen, there are so many great stocks to look at out there. I mean, there are stocks down like 50%, across the board. You look at every airlines getting crushed. Look at Delta. Look at American Airlines, AAL, DAL. The cruise companies are getting hammered. You see them. They're in the news, right? Like even right now, you look at CCL, Carnival's getting stuck out there, because they're worrying about them too. There are a lot of stocks out there that are getting hammered. Now, and there you go. You see them. Let me look at this. These things were like in the 50s and 60s. Royal Caribbean, just getting hammered. So my point is this: there's going to be a time where you wish you had these stocks, and you're looking at them like, what do I do? I wish I had it then. Well, guess what? Now's your opportunity. So the point is this: you better have cash ready, because there's going to be a great opportunity to make a lot of money. Remember, the only reason why this market is down is because this damn little stupid little coronavirus. That's it. If it wasn't for that, we'd probably be at 32,000 right now, especially with today's numbers that came out with the job reports.
Yeah.
So
they were incredible.
if this is like a joke, like not a joke, if it goes away like a little quietly, you're going to see this market bounce, and you're going to have great opportunities to jump in. Anything that you always want to buy, even Apple, Disney. I mean, look at they're all getting hammered. So the list goes on and on and on.
So what? Looking at kind of like what is kind of your sign that what are kind of the key things that you're going to be looking for the Dow to be doing to say, okay, well, we're kind of in the clear? And you did kind of mention it, when it stops going down on bad news, right?
Right.
So
So we're looking at a broad bunch of all different types of stocks, especially the ones that we really focused on as a day trader is the ones that are getting hammered really, really big. Now, first of all, let me just tell you this. You know me, Jeff, for a long time. This is really not my style of trading. I don't trade like this. A day trader just works off, like on your meta stock, we work off the big percentage gainers and losers, and that's it. But unfortunately, a lot of these stocks that are trading due to the coronavirus are obviously brand name stocks. So you can still trade the same way as a day trader, how day traders trade, but we rarely trade brand name stocks because why go out there and trade a Facebook when you could trade a stock like APT, for example, or you could bring this up. A lot of these Corona stocks, NNVC. Look at that one, for example. Bring up NNVC.
Nanovirusides.
Yeah, and I mean, look at this. This is when we all started. Stock was like $2 in one day. The stock ran to 15. This thing ran all the way to 20. That's what day traders focus on. That's how we make our money. Now, you look at any stock out there, you're not going to find them. There's a couple. I mean, there's a bunch of them. I mean, it's like a big race. The people are making the masks. And a lot of these pharmaceutical stocks are very small cap stocks. At the end of the day, day traders, we don't care. We just want to make money, and that's what we're looking at. You got NNVC, you got TOCA, CBLI. To me, they're just all symbols. But as a day trader, this is really what we're looking at. I mean, look at these things. It's just taking off like unbelievable. And let's just have to understand is that some people look at this and they're like, I don't really trade things like this. I mean, I don't know the company. Who cares the company does? At the end of the day, did you make money or not? That's all that matters.
Yeah, this one you've went from 60 cents to $3.
Yeah, I mean, you being prejudiced against an inexpensive stock? I mean, what's wrong with it? Money's money at the end of the day. Now, the key is a lot of people asking is obviously, how do we find them? How do you know they're still going up? And you obviously know one of my main styles of what I teach people how to trade is how to use NASDAQ total view. So with the meta stock, and that's why NASDAQ has me on. You have the NASDAQ total view. You watch the orders. I like calling it level 3. And, you could see people just, bidding for the stock. And not only that, but you see orders getting taken out, people putting orders out there. They're getting hammered. They're getting taken out, and things just keep taking off. So it's been, the volatility has been just, like I said, I haven't seen it since, this is probably worse than 2008. I mean, I haven't seen it like this. I mean, 2008 with the financial crisis was a long time ago, but this is pretty substantial.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of finding stocks like this, I know you're kind of looking at order flow, but are you just looking at gainers at a market open and just seeing what's going up? Or is that kind of how you're finding them?
Yeah, there's two ways of basically finding them. First of all, you should have the financial station on, Fox Business, CNBC. You should have that station on all the time, and you'll hear them. I mean, just 3 days ago, we made a lot of money trading space. The SpaceX, a company that's that's flying the people out of the there you go, space. Is the SPEC, is it?
I just looked at this the other day too. Is it?
Yeah, no, SPCE.
SPCE. Okay.
Yeah.
.k. Yeah, space.
Yeah.
We were looking at this right up here. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this stock just went public not too long ago. So, the big thing is you look at those orders, you see orders getting taken out, and there's going to be some great opportunities. Anyway, like this company right here, how we find our news. I mean, I'm watching Fox Business, and the girl talked to the CEO of the company, like, hey, are you worried about the stock? He goes, listen, we have 8,000 seats that were completely sold out. We got $250,000 for each person. Can you believe that? They're getting $250,000 to fly people into space. 8,000 people are doing it, okay? And they're considering raising the price. So I'm like, we're not worried about what's happened to the stock market. This is going to go away. We're going to go right back to 45. So that made that stock run. I don't know if you saw that, but you got that little black white candlestick right there
Right
about
here.
5 days ago, how it popped and went from 19 all the way up to about 27. That news came out. So it's working off what's going on there, and it's also working off, which is on the Metastock platform, on the big percentage gainers and losers. So listen, that's what's really driving, that's going to show up there. And it's usually those Corona stocks.
Very good. Okay, that's awesome. This has been very, very good. I don't know what other questions that I have. Keep CNBC on. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Fox Business. I think Fox Business is better, but
okay, fair enough. And then in addition to that, look at your losers and your gainers. Look at what's moving. Kind of get a feel for it. Is kind of how you would recommend day trading. And join Fausto's chat room, right?
Yes, well, let's go to the chat room. It's the coaching, it's the mentoring, all that. But another thing I forgot to mention too, Jeff, which a lot of people didn't even know that you could do that do this, but it's pre-market trading. I mean, I start trading. I mean, I'm here on the East Coast, so market opens about 9:30. I start getting ready. My room's open at 7:30, 8 o'clock. We're already in positions. You got a big move that happens right around 8:30. I mean, obviously, you saw what happened with the job reports. They come out at 8:30 in the morning. Market's not even open for another hour. So there's a lot of pre-market trading that we're doing. We actually make most of our money in the pre-market.
That's surprising.
Yeah, it's because everyone can't do their trades until before the market opens up. They're like, damn, I wish I can get sooner. There's a whole world out there that people don't realize that you have VIP access and you can get in before everybody else does. And that's one of our other big niches that we kind of teach you how things work.
Okay, awesome. Well, I think that's all I've got. If you've got something you want to look at or anything, otherwise, I think we should wrap.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like I said, the most important thing, and people are going to freak out regarding, about what's going on this weekend. I mean, we had a nice little pop right on the Dow today. We were down about 800. We held pretty strong right there. We closed around 250. We've been watching it, how the market went up. It had a nice big pop right around 3 o'clock. I mean, we were at 25,200. We literally bounced, what was that, 600 points?
And I think we're going to see that for a while. I was talking to one of my coworkers today, and I think we're going to see up 1,000, down 1,000, up 1,000. I think we're going to see that for a bit. So,
well, the problem that we have, Jeff, is that the coronavirus is not a 24-hour virus. It's a 2-week virus. So the problem is they're not going to know if everything was clear today and they didn't get any more cases. They're not going to know. They got to wait 2 weeks before it clears out. This is not like the movie. You ever watch the movie, was it Outbreak? With Dustin Hoffman?
Yeah.
That was a great movie. Scary movie. That movie's getting more people watching that movie than anything. You want to see what a virus is? That's what you should watch. But that was something that expired within 24 hours. This doesn't expire until 2 weeks, and it's so damn contagious. So you're right. I agree with you. We're gonna have this volatility for a while, but I'm telling you, if you have cash, you better be ready, because it's not like this is a bad market. It's not like a financial crisis. The banks are going out of business. This is just a sickness, and the market's just doing great.
So
companies doing great. People making money. Unemployment's low. All that good stuff.
The markets are great. This is an opportunity to buy. They say, what is it? Buy when people are afraid, right? So,
yeah, it's unfortunately, traders, we make money on catastrophes. Basically, that's realistically and you have to be prepared for it. Call us heartless, whatever it is. I mean, that's what trading's all about. Listen, it's like saying, oh, you're a fireman, great. You know what I mean? Like, what? Oh, you got to run a burning house? I mean, that's his job. That's what we get paid for. This is what we get paid for. And this is not happens to us all the time. And it's a great opportunity. So, the day traders, including my traders, we're just killing it. I mean, because it's like taking candy from a little kid. It picks a direction. You go long, you go short. The big problem, you just got to remember, it's not as easy as it sounds, because one of the big things, you got to know how to take a profit. I think that's one of the biggest problems that people have. And that's one of my biggest failure rates of traders. People get a little cocky. They get a little greedy. They think, oh, you know what? I made 500. I'll make 1,000. Oh, I made 1,000. Make 3,000. And then 3,000 becomes a $5,000 loss. It's all about being consistent, making a day's pay, focus at the end of the year, and meeting those goals. But, There's some great volatility, great opportunity out there, and you just got to just take it with a grain of salt. And another thing, Jeff, and like everybody else, just the other big thing that I was trained, and hopefully you guys get the opportunity to come and see us in the room. You have to trade with a team. You cannot trade by yourself. Jeff, you got a great platform out there. You didn't build it yourself. You got a great staff there, and your staff's been there forever. They have never left you. That's what makes your platform great, and that's like trading. What makes you a great trader? You got to surround yourself with great traders. You surround yourself with bad traders, you're going to become a bad trader. What else am I going to tell you?
Yeah, sure. All right. So ctu.co is the easiest way to get a hold of you. And
just register for one of it. We do a free event every week. I do a free webinar, a live webinar just like this, and I'll teach you level 3, level 4, how it works. I'll teach you how to use the meta stock, how we use the big percentage gainers, and so on. So, and then the worst thing that can happen is that you learn something. All right. So at least you know the real truth about it.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're worried about what's happening now.
All right. Thank you, Fausto. So good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll see you in a couple of weeks for our summit.
Yep.
Right.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Thank you very much, Fausto. Thanks for everybody for coming. Stay safe. Get that shopping list ready. There's going to be some buys to be had. Thanks, everybody.